no safety net in this life I chose. Just the sound of wheels and the fire that grows. I built my name on a broken road. Dreams in dust, that's all I know. Stack them bricks with blood. Every hand I shook could build over. People talk safe, but they never stay. God heals more dreams of pain. So I like that fuse, don't wait my turn. You either build it up or watch it burn. Build up, that's the code I run. Ain't no luck when the work ain't done. Take your hit, don't twist, don't turn. You either build your name or watch it burn. Late nights don't fade. Every loss just fuel I made. Brick by brick, mistake by try. I found my truth beneath that sky. No suit, no tie, just smoke and grind. Chasing gold, that's hard to find. When the fire comes, I don't adjourn. You either build your world or watch it burn. Yeah! You play it safe, stay the same, but you'll never know the feel of flame. I'd rather crash than burn, 'cause I was born to build a burn. Yeah, build up. Beats when the work ain't done. Every ball just one more turn. You either build your life or watch it burn. Yeah. The final scare me, maybe build up. Yeah, we don't chase cloud, we meant it. What? We that.
Lambos and Labubu's. Let's get it, baby. Yo, it's J Chains. We'll be starting the show in about 12 minutes or so. 3 o'clock Eastern.
We don't chase cloud, we meant it.
Cruise. Listen to the music. Until then. Appreciate you. Nice alike. Let's go.
On the drive, lab, who on the dash. While it look alive, every drop a splash. Stripped in chain, no stock, no cash. G-Gen mine, but the fit all class. Aping clean, no plan B. Smoking gas charts, love me. Our toys line like NFTs, everyone rare like my energy.
Lambos and Labubu's, that's the move. Custom chrome, digital food. I don't talk, I just move. Crypto rich, still keep my crew. Lambos and Labubu's, that's the flex. Metaverse loving real world checks. If they say I take bets, whole life up, no regrets.
Got that drip from a drop that flip to the top. Turn memes to machines that'll never stop. My toys talk back, my whip too mean. Life feel wild, but the grind stay clean. No 9 to 5, I chart the tide. Don't need luck when I got that drive. From JP dreams to brand new scenes. Turn crypto plays to movie screens.
We built this off a tweet and a prayer. Now we toast with golden electric air. Collectors, hustlers, freaks, and kings. We don't chase, we meant to bling. Lambos and Labubu's, that's the mood. Custom chrome, digital food. I don't talk, I just move. Crypto rich, still keep my crew. Lambos and Labubu's, that's the flex. Metaverse loving real world checks. They play safe, I take bets. Whole life up, no regrets.
Yeah. DJ Luxury. Street in the veins. Lambos and Labubas. Ari. Let's get this bread. They said that wave come every four, up and down like it's low and low. But this time feel different. I can feel it in the flow. Them say bull, them say beer. Market swinging like you just don't care. But this time, brethren, open your eye. The system cracked, the old God died. No half magic, no prophecy say. Institution stepping, now it's new game. They stacking quiet while the digging sleep. And the smart ones so what the fools can't keep. The 4-year cycle is broken, me say. New money talking a different way. No pattern left, no rules to play. We move by code and spirit today. The 4-year cycle is broken, me say. No type of fire inside of way. No man control the destiny. We rise with chain and energy. They call it random, I call it shift. Fiat burn slow, the tide just lift. Big fun talk while the pleb still scroll. But I read the chart like a preacher's soul. Cycles fade, but the hunger stay. New breed coming without delay. She's tired, the suits adapt. But the streets still on the map. No repeat, no rewind. Just evolution in the grind. Them say 4 years, I say time blind. We build forever, redefine. The 4-year cycle is broken, me say. New money talking a different way. No matter left, no rules to play. We move by code and spirit today. The 4-year cycle is broken, me say. New type of fire inside of way. No man control the destiny. We rise with chain and energy. They said repeat, but we rewrite. New rhythm, same fight. Cycle done.
That's my question for you. Do you think the 4-year cycle is over? We'll talk about that maybe later this week, but I'm super excited, guys. We're going to start the show in about 5 minutes or so. I'm going to open up the space now so we can start filling that up. Make sure if you are in the MIDAS community and you want to join that space, make sure you head on over there now. And you could keep the live stream open as well. But we're going to be hanging out there shortly here. So we'll see you guys. Got a few more tunes for you, and we will be back.
Dirt, now it's digital gold. Ain't nothing changed, just a story I told. Sweat in the sun, but I move like rain. Turn that grove in a blockchain game. Taught me how to work that soul. Now I'm hitting value, not stealing noise. Whole fam eating off what we play. ownership real, no corporate stamp. On the streets humming like a money machine. Sun hit the leaves that's passing green. Token by token, I built my name. All over the air, hustle, no shame in the game. No squeeze. Token at the road, centralized game. So real world, hustle in the crypto lane. We won't need things. Like token at the road, we like the game. From God to praise to a global plane. It's that proof of labor fame. Ain't no paper D gon' hold me down. My proof on chain, my roots in time. Pass the bag while I sip that rye. Old world money meet the foggy sky. Sip the sun to the olive press. We tokenize a land, no room for less. Deep in mind with a builder's creed. What you love, not what you need. Started with a shovel, now I'm on a supply. Harvest the chain, let the old world die. No suits, no ties, just hands and pride. Every grove I mint got soul inside. We don't squeeze limits, we press the chain. Organize the growth, centralize the game. Blood and dirt, sweat and rain. Real world, hustle in the crypto lane. We don't these dreams, take our claim. Organize the growth, rewrite the game. Across the way to a global plane. Live that proof of labor fame. Yeah, we did, we profit, talking about the road.
All right, this is the last one, and then we're going to get ready for the show. So make sure you repost the space out, tag your friends. Let's get it. Got Midas in the building.
Watch your whole spike sleep, looking like a crime scene. Candles bleeding deep. No mercy in the main course on me. You either flip or get flipped. It's that mean corner for its own digital dope trap. Every corner bullet, who gon' know that? In the chat. If the dead moves slick, we gon' trace that. In the market, frogs, dogs, and clowns, we still sparking. Red candle, another cold talking, making 10 streams from the dirt that's gone. Burned off, happy up in the fall. Now I'm heavy and bug with I'm risking it all. Caught a puff on turbo, flipped out of that stall. Now I'm watching the floor like I'm ready to brawl. Telegram solid, that's death in disguise. My dog, bullish, what they feed in lies. I see founders vanish, I see plus die. Still chase the green like it's do or die. They call it a rug, I call it tuition. Every L I take just runs ambition. We ain't dreaming, homie, we on a mission. Turn me some money, that's a blockchain religion. It's that mean corner for its own digital dope trap. Every corner bullet, who gon' know that? It's in the chat, while it's on the map. If the dead move slick, we gon' trade that. It's the coin wars, no peace in the market. Frogs, dogs, and clowns, we still sparking. Red candle, another cold target, making 10 strings from the dirt that's cars. In the wheel, dog, 50 just to flex control. Been bragging in space like he sold his soul, but I'm a soldier. Ice in my scroll, ain't no fear in my debts. I pay that toll, one coin to blow, 10 more to hell. You can smell a war coming by the fire they sell, but the greed now can't ignore that bell. We addicted to the chaos, that's how we dwell. Don't talk loud, talk the winning before. If your devs couldn't go to get it through. So what you see in the chat, but the profits go. It's the same luck, it's grinds the vote. Trenches where the book get loaded.
There you go. Now you should be able to hear me. Golly. Man, oh man, I hope you're doing well. GM. Happy hump day. It is Wednesday, October 29th. You got a few days left until Halloween. So get your costumes ready. Get locked and loaded. I hope you're doing well. Smash the like button if you are coming in here. If you are on YouTube, you got the like button to smash. But if you are watching on X, you got to hit that heart, man. You got to smash that thing. And if you're in the space, you better fucking light up those emojis. You better be lighting them up big. You know why? Because we got the homies from Midas in the house. Midas on base, hanging out. We are going to learn some alpha. But that is not it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm pretty sure a couple of y'all lucky ones. Some of you are the lucky ones. Most of you will be the unlucky ones. But some of you will be lucky and get to walk away from this show with extra money in your pocket. If I'm not mistaken, 3 people are winning $100. But before we get into all of that, all the red tape and the commotion, if you will, who do we got? Let's see. I know, Midas, you're here. I got you in the co-host seat. Anybody else we need to bring up? Let's make sure we do that. But what's up, fam? How are you? Oh, oh, dude, absolutely. I'm super excited. We finally got the opportunity. Finally got the opportunity to make all this happen. So that's good. I appreciate you being here with us. Thank you. Really quick, can you say I had a quick audio issue? Do I have you now in my ear?
I hear you loud and clear.
Boom.
Very good.
Dude, we are locked and loaded. All right, I love this. All right, guys. Super excited that we are hanging out with the Midas team today. Again, Midas on base. Appreciate you being here. If there's any of the other team members that want to come up, you just let me know. I see some of familiar names down in the crowd, but you just let me know who wants to participate in the show today. But all right,
Will do.
let's
Will
see
do.
here. Midas. It is a token. I believe you guys. We're going to talk about all sorts of things that you're building, the stuff that you're trying to add into the marketing and some of the good stuff that you do in the universe, which I love to see. But before we get in, talk to me about the origin story. Let's begin there with the ethos, because I feel like there's a lot of people who resonate with what's going on. So if you want to start there, I think that's probably a great place to go.
Absolutely. Starting from the beginning is the best place to start. And, before we were launched, before we were on chain, we had to think about a theme for our token. And, some of the people on the team were looking back in history and thinking, there is a very popular story about King Midas. And the goal here is to tell the story of every crypto investor through the Midas, the meme coin, right? So we got King Midas, great Greek philosophy. He was awarded a gift from the gods, and what he chose was to have everything he touched turn to gold, right? And that symbolized his own greed. He wanted everything that was within his grasp to be gold, so he can be the ultimate bearer of wealth. And the Minotaur itself, again through ancient mythology, is half bull, half human. So when you think about us here as investors in the crypto meme space, what are we? We're greedy people. We're watching the charts. We're sacrificing time with our family and friends and whatnot to, DCA and stay on top of all the latest news. And of course, if you've been in a cycle, you know that you are half a bull and half a human by the time that cycle's done. Anybody brings up crypto, you're talking about it, you're bullish on it. And that's basically the theme and the story of Midas the Minotaur. We are telling the story of every crypto investor here today.
Oh, dude, I freaking love that. Because at some point, it is all about, and I feel like, we can get into the conversation, at some point about where we think the cycle is and how we think, the ecosystem is doing from, a level of retail people, of just the small guy. Because you said, like if you represent the everyday, like the everyday investor, I mean, that's the retail, I believe, has just gotten smashed, dude, just absolutely crushed. We heard in the beginning of the year that we were going to get sick of winning. A lot of us are sick of losing at this particular moment. So I love, like, being able to find a way to collect the sentiment and the community and to bring them together and make them, I don't know, rise up, give them a voice, give them at least a little bit better of an option. If maybe that's even the right direction, I'm not sure.
Oh, that's totally the right direction. That's generally what we're aiming for. But let me just remark very briefly on what you just said. Being a crypto investor and watching what I used to do and what people do in the trenches when you're as you would put it, shrimping. You're shrimping for memes. These brand new memes that are just being launched. What are people doing? They're throwing a bunch of money in, hoping it doesn't rug. And what happens? It rugs, right? Within a couple minutes, a couple hours. And what is it? Ultimately, that is their own greed. They're thinking, okay, I could be the next Shiba Inu. That's what I'm buying into, and I'm going to put $200 in, and it's going to turn into $2 billion. And no, more often than not, it's a honeypot or it's a rug or there's just a team that's not honest. And we have to change all that, And this segues well into me talking about who this team is. We
Right.
we are at our core, a group of investors. That's what we are. We're not like these some high tech devs. We're regular people, just like everyone here in this space is. Just like you used to be, Jay Chains, before you became an awesome influencer in the crypto space, right?
Oh no.
And and I do want to talk about you later. I got a couple questions for you, my friend, but
Okay.
let's focus on the team for just a moment. Our team, we have a doctor on the team, we have entrepreneurs on the team, we have business people who are building businesses and brands in the United States of America and abroad, and we have marketing people, people who know how to build business, people know how to handle money, people who know how to handle the mental aspects. Speaking directly towards our doctor right now, and for me, I'm actually a lawyer, right? So none of us are these guys that sit behind a computer screen and develop these tokens, but all of us, we met through investing through various crypto channels, and we all kind of gravitated towards one another and started to help one another and give each other alpha and do the research on certain coins and say, hey, watch this video on this particular crypto, etc. Right? And some of our investments led to the trenches and led to these rug pulls and led to these, just dishonest devs and teams that were rugging people and stealing money. So we ultimately said, what if we did it ourselves? What's holding us back, right? Is it about developing a contract? We can find somebody to do that. We can put this all together and let's see what we can achieve. So we want to not only tell the story of every crypto coin, but we want to be the people's crypto coin right now, right here, right now. We are developing this to be the mascot for the greatest bull run. And we feel like we're on an amazing, if not the most bullish chain there is, which is, of course, base chain. And that's what we're doing, J Chains. Sorry, man. I'm going to talk until you cut me off. So jump
Oh,
on in, my friend.
hey, this is it, man. I'm hopeful that at some point, like, I'll just let you just keep talking and you start spilling the beans and dropping the alpha and doing all the fun stuff. So hey, this is done by design. Don't you worry. A couple of things. I love that, you talk about the makeup of the team and how we've got, not okay. Cause if you were to look at most projects, you're going to find a very inexperienced team, a very young team, very green to the world of investing or business, entrepreneurship. And, I feel like that's why a lot of times we see not the best decisions get made. And so, love to hear that the team is made up of, not only crypto investors, but it sounds like absolute professionals in the normal world. And that's huge to all of us, especially as me especially as I'm gearing up for the next phase of what crypto is. Yeah, it's so much fun to speculate, and yeah, NFTs were so cool for PFPs and generative trade collections or whatever. But the whole idea of taking crypto, taking blockchain, even taking the NFT technology, I know it's all very similar, to the next level. I freaking love that. And so when we have, again, business professionals or people who take life seriously and take things other seriously, not just extraction methods from our ecosystem. Love to see that. So I'm glad we hit on that. You did mention something about honesty, and I do want to talk about this as well because you do have a token, you did do a launch, and I know that there's a fair launch. A mechanism that you put into there. A lot of times, projects will say that there was a fair launch, and technically, if you kind of look at more of the elements to that, you could probably speculate maybe some of that is false. But what was the inspiration for you guys coming together and doing that true fair launch?
Well, we know that um, we're in an attention economy, but
Yes.
also people are very, very skeptical of meme coins, and of course, there's rugs every second, no matter what chain you're on. So how can I put it? How can I put it? We wanted to show the world that we're sincere in what we wish to build here, and that started on launch night. We had about $20,000 worth of liquidity. It was more or less 5 ETH, J
Hmm.
chains, and on the day of launch, we said, burn it, just burn it. We want to prove that we're not stealing any money. There's not going to be a rug. We didn't lock it. We burnt it. Okay. Then we launched the token with the burnt liquidity,
Hmm.
and only after launch were the team able to buy in. There was no team allocation before launch. It was 100% circulating supply, fully diluted, fully in the Uniswap, because that's where we launched on that night,
Hmm.
right? And little by little, the team and as well as the rest of the world were able to accumulate. Now, all of that 20K, obviously, where did that come from? That came from straight from the team's pocket. That was like the first tranche of money that we threw into the fire pit, so to speak. And what's funny, Jay Chains, when we do something like that, what was the immediate response? No, these guys are liars, is what we got. They can't be. People who like talk this honestly, they can't be. This is going to be a rug or whatnot, right? So whatever, it is what it is. But let's move forward. Allow me to be transparent with you. There's a 2% buy sell tax on our token, right? We it's on our website. You scroll down to the tokenomics, it's right there. We tell you what it's used for: marketing or getting listings on centralized exchanges and whatnot. Now, where does that money go? That money goes to 3 out of 5 multi-sig wallet. Okay, we want to show the community that, listen, this is the way your exchanges handle your money, like Binance or Coinbase. They got multi-sig wallets. If ETH's going to move around Coinbase, that's how they do it. They get 3 of their employees or someone with access to get into the multi-sig and authorize the transaction. That's exactly what we're doing here. There's no one dev here that's going to decide to wake up one morning, rug the project, and run away with your money. Nuh-uh. We're not making that happen. There's 5 people that make the decision. And before the decision is made, we bring it to a community vote as well. We want to make sure everybody knows how we're spending the money. We make the vote on it, we approve it, then we spend the money, right?
Hmm.
I mean, everything that we are doing is to show that memes can be built with honesty, transparency in mind. And then on top of that, this team is working for you. I've been in certain communities where it's like, oh, you guys, work for your bags, work for your bags, work for your bags. Sure, everybody's got to do their own part, but we're going to lead and we're going to inspire as a team to say, listen, we're going to take these initiatives. You guys follow us up, you push it out there to your networks, and you know, we want to inspire people to do better on the blockchain and within the community.
I uh I absolutely applaud that, and I like that. And you know, that kind of it gets when you get into the whole idea of something you had said, and made me think of MemeFi, and that was really a whole idea of, you know, the building the utility into where MemeFi is or where it's heading. I feel like is really important. And you know, there's probably a bunch of marketing elements that that touch onto that as well. We could probably get into that a little bit, but you know, kind of touching on really quickly, or you could be long-winded if you'd like too. Again, getting kind of into the MemeFi utility and that whole aspect, like what is it in your opinion? Because we actually have a bunch of people that have popped into the space and are watching the live stream. So I do appreciate everybody. Make sure that you guys smash the like button. Make sure you hit the purple pill down in the bottom right. We also call it the multiplier. You tag some friends, and then all of a sudden the space multiplies, and you never know, you know, what all sorts of things are going to happen. Again, there's probably going to be some giveaway at some point today. So make sure you're doing all that stuff. But kind of getting back to this, the MemeFi thing. What sets you guys apart from the typical meme in your words?
You know, it's funny, Jay Chains. I was trying to like speak to a complete neophyte here, like earlier today, that someone who doesn't know anything about crypto, and they said, "What the heck is a meme?" And I say, "Okay, well, let me try to explain it. A meme is like a Pokemon card. Like, why does it have value? Because somebody else wants that Pokemon card, and it may very well be rare, and you'll spend money for it. We understand that you know, what is a meme at its core? It's a picture, it's a community, it's a culture, it's a gathering of like-minded people to push your token to the top, right? Well, we also understand that, you know, crypto as a whole is like a garden. You know, every element of a garden plays a role for the direct benefit of the entirety of the garden. So you got the soil, you got the sunlight, you got the air, you got the water, you got the insects, right? So a meme coin is a pivotal part of the entirety of the crypto garden, right? Memes often front run the liquidity into crypto, right? There's always a liquidity injection that is brought about by memes,
Hmm.
right? Particularly the great ones. So we understand that concept, right? But at the same time, it's juxtaposed to the position that memes typically have no utility. So MemeFi is actually a phrase that's been coined by our friend Rob Zombie over at Treble Swap, and we entered into collaboration with them. Treble Swap just, you know, they're building on base. They're a V4 Dex on base. Been building wonderful big brain builders over at Treble Swap, and we thank them for all their support and help and guidance. So what they've done is they've taken what they're building, which is, you know, DeFi utility, and allowing Midas to basically become the meme with DeFi utility.
Mm.
So I believe it was a week ago, perhaps more or less, our staking page went
Oh yeah.
live. So now you're able to stake your Midas. Like, I'm not selling, so I'm going to stake that. I'm going to lock it up. I'm going to stake it. I'm going to earn some sweet yield on it, right? And what other meme coins doing that? Like, I don't know any, right? But maybe I just don't know. But you know, but there's also other things like, if you want to target buy and sell Midas, well, you can do that too, right? And if you want to one day trade with perps on Midas, well, I'm kind of dropping Trebles Alpha. If they were to come up onto the show, I'll let them speak for it. But we believe that might be somewhere down the line in the future. And then also unlocking additional yield for your Ethereum staking or your stable staking. You get to do that because you hold and stake Midas. So this is, you know, part of the concept here. We're trying to, as investors, market ourselves and become attractive to every sort of investor. You got your long-term holders.
Hmm.
If they're willing to, they may stake it, right? You got your people that are scalp trading. Well, then they can trade on perps, right? if you got people that are, you know, watching the charts, someone more like you, J Chains, what I imagine, someone who knows where anticipates where the dips or where the rips are going to be, they can put in their limit orders accordingly, right? Now, it's funny because this is actually a really cool thing, and I'm glad you brought it up because I would have forgotten, J Chain. But part again of the honesty and transparency is that we, in order to enter into any sort of collaboration with TrebbleSwap, we actually had to lock up a significant amount of liquidity with the TrebbleSwaps to allow all of these DeFi elements to work, right? So the community has come together, and this is crazy, J Chains. I'm about to blow your mind. We raised somewhere in the neighborhood of 40 to 50K and lock that up to add deeper liquidity to our already super duper deep liquidity pool, right? So again, there's not going to be a rug. You want to sell it on Uniswap or you want to go over to Treble, there's going to be liquidity for you to buy or sell. And then on the first freaking day of staking, J Chains, we were up over 400K TVL, man.
That's wild.
This community's so damn strong, man.
That's wild.
So,
what do you know? What
yeah.
the do you know the percentage staked of the token?
You know what? I wish. I'm gonna see if somebody else from the team can come up. As you can tell, I'm not much of a techie. I'm more of like a Web 2 guy. I draw stuff on paper. But listen, give me a couple minutes. I'll try to figure that out for you. I wish I can give you
that's no problem, and then that's probably something, you know, and even in the community, you know, if people are it's in the Discord or the chats, you know, the Telegram or wherever you guys like really draw people to, you know, that's something that, you know, I see here we go. We got
We got Fianor's Jules.
What's up, everyone?
What's up, fam?
You can just call me Nick. Yeah, that's just 10 Lord of the Rings fans. That's, you know, one of the best elves in Lord of the Rings. So that's where that came from. But you can just call me Nick. That makes it a lot easier for everyone. Yeah, so we've done a couple of spaces today. So I just kind of jumped on to add another member up here. I'm actually driving right now, so I don't have a lot of time to be up here. I also don't know that answer to the percent staking, but it's a good amount. A lot of our members have staked a good amount of MIDAS. So if we can't answer for you that on this spaces, we could definitely get you that answer. I'm not sure the percentage, but it is a good amount. I could say that.
That's awesome. I mean, that obviously,
like people have already staked like 50 million MIDAS, you know, of their token. Like some of our bigger whales in the community have let us know. Like it's pretty crazy how much the community, because you know it's a new thing. We want like every holder to be able to do it, but you know our bigger whales to go out and you know stake a lot of their tokens already, and good amounts. You know, just shows trust in us and also in Treble. So
yeah, absolutely. So just to go over a couple of things for anybody who's listening, right now the market cap's 4.7 million. The total supply and circulating is the 8.88 billion, which to me, and we could talk about the tokenomics too, because a lot of the memes that you see have just an absolute insane amount of tokens. And you know, so a meme with only 8 billion tokens is not, you know, that's not out of that's not crazy at all. What was the idea behind the tokenomics? Do you guys have that?
Well, so the token, that number specifically, it's a certain number in or maybe Sam, so you can comment on that specifically. I believe it's either in Chinese lore or in Japanese lore, to where it's basically a symbol of luck and prosperity. And we wanted to keep it a smaller amount compared to other meme coins. As he's saying, a lot of people in our group, especially the team that's running MIDAS, you know, we've been in, you know, we've been degen traders and trading meme coins for a while. So, you know, we know what looks good, we know what looks bad, you know what we want to look for. And that's kind of how we viewed when creating our tokenomics. You know, we want somebody to look at our token and want to buy it, you know, and sometimes, you know, the amount of supply doesn't scare people away, but sometimes you just don't want to see it, you know, on some that just have trillions of tokens. So that's kind of why we wanted to keep it around like in the billions, then also kind of have a symbolic aspect to it as well. Fully circulating, again, then as Zams was saying, you know, burnt liquidity in the beginning. No locking, it's burnt, we can't get it back. We want to show trust in the beginning and then build on it as we've gone, which we believe that we have done for sure.
Yeah, and if I can add on to that, you're spot on, Nick. You really are. It is like mostly the Chinese culture, but we'll say Asian culture generally, and I know it from the Chinese culture. 8 is a very powerful number for them. As if you've watched those old kung fu movies, it's an auspicious number, my friend, and it symbolizes wealth and prosperity. And we want to be able to say that our success is coded, and that's a big part of that. Having the straight 8s right across the board, we love that.
Awesome. Yeah, that's again, because right what Fear North said is that look, when you look, for me at least, right? If I ever looked at a meme coin and they had trillions, and I understand tokenomics better than some people. Some people, they'll see a coin that may have 20 trillion tokens, they're like, it's gonna get to $1. It's like, bruh.
That's gonna take so much money for that to happen.
Right, like there's not enough money in the world to make that happen, and so you got to be okay with a sub penny token for the rest of your life if that's what you want. Whereas you start to you shave down the amount of tokens that are in the supply, and then I'm not saying that the goal is $1 or anything. That's not what I'm saying. It's just realistic expectations for, I guess, the journey. We're not talking price. We're not here to speculate on price. That's not what we're doing.
But that can dupe people, when you have like trillions of tokens and you're like at like 6 zeros or whatever, and you go, we can get to $1. It's that psychological kind of duping that I think a lot of some meme coins can do. So that's not something we're trying to push Midas to the heights that we can. But I just feel like sometimes that's a little bit of a scammy thing that some coins can do. They purposely do the trillions of coins and then say, hey, we can make it to $1. So when you look at those X's, it's like insane, right? So
the only maybe in the earlier days when there was less I don't know what's the word I'm looking for, like not like the market's saturated, right? It's very diluted with coins and stuff. So when there was only a few, like in previous cycles, there was only certain meme coins, like their market caps would get a lot higher a lot faster. But at the end of the day, like I like where me personally where like the meme culture is going. It's like you think about it like going to the casino, or you going to Vegas, or going to Bourbon Street down in New Orleans, or Beale Street in where the heck, Memphis, right? Like those are not the places that everybody lives, but you like to go there and hang out and have a good time. And so the whole idea is like meme coin culture is always going to be here. It's fun. And what we're seeing now with like building the utility aspect of it too, or you kind of have a different ethos of what you're building into it. It's like now this to me, and I've been saying this for a while, it's very analogous to what NFTs and the communities that built NFTs did. But really taking the layer above that is what we used to call being in an NFT community was it's not your dad or your grandpa's country club anymore, right? Like guys, I don't personally have 4 hours to commit to go to a golf course and play golf a couple times a week right now. No, I'm still grinding. I don't have that time. But if I was in spaces for 4 hours a week or day, like that's different, right? That's now if we're hanging out in the Midas community chat for a couple hours, right? Instead of a round of golf, we did that same thing. So that's what's being built in this whole ecosystem. And again, when you have utility, when you have some actual real value kind of baked into the ecosystem, it just takes you that next step up. And so I love to hear what you guys are doing there.
Well, I love that you brought up NFTs. I would like to drop one little alpha here, and then I do have to go.
All right.
Again, we got a lot of people on this team, and we're all in crypto, but a lot of us, we still have our 9 to 5s. We're still grinding. That's why it's really good to have a strong team like we have. Up to like 15, 20 team members, and that's outside. And then you got the community as well. But they're all doing different things, helping with advertising, our guerrilla marketing. Advertising that we have, where we have billboards up in literal cities and art in London and commercials even. And Zams can talk a little bit more on that, but I would like to add one little alpha. This is something that's new, and it's related to NFTs. We're working, we were brought in thanks to the Treble guys to this company or this group called Rift, and they are currently launching their beta program, and it's going to be releasing a lot more aspects to the program as well. But they are basically a group that creates or allows anybody, so me and our community members and anybody, to create hybrid NFTs. And what that is that you basically are giving these NFTs liquidity. So you launch the NFT, which we did do one. It's called Why So Bullish MIDAS, and it's got a MIDAS as a joker. You have to check that out on our Instagram and also in our Discord. But basically, you can wrap tokens and unwrap tokens into that NFT and make it yours, and then go to sell on, wherever you do sell NFTs. But basically, someone can put in a certain amount. Each wrap is for this specific NFT. You can put whatever you want, but it's about 19,000 MIDAS. You can wrap your MIDAS into that NFT, give it liquidity, give it value of MIDAS, not just, as an NFT is, which is basically art, right? Whatever the price for that NFT is, what someone would want to pay for it. That'll still also be something that you can, have when you're trying to sell your NFT, but it's also now going to have locked in with your MIDAS tokens. And when it's sold, that person buys it for the price of the NFT and also the MIDAS as well. So that's what they call it, wrapped NFTs, and you can wrap it and unwrap. Basically, think of it as locking it. When you wrap the NFT, or when you wrap the tokens into your NFT, it takes the tokens out of circulation while they're wrapped, and you can unwrap it seamlessly whenever, within seconds. So it's a new cool feature trying to bring NFTs back, and I recommend people taking a look at Rift. We have a couple of reposts and posts of our stuff we've done with them on our X. You take a look at what they're doing. They're working with Treble, about to launch their own token. That's kind of, and they're launching their own token because they want to show, using their token, kind of how to use all their functionality. So it's a really cool thing that we're doing right now, and we want to have a little bit more as we go along. But yeah, I just like that you brought up NFTs as some new thing that we're doing right now. And yeah, wrapped NFTs, basically adding liquidity to these NFTs, and to where if they lose maybe face value of like the popularity of that NFT, it's always going to have the value of the liquidity that's wrapped into it.
I freaking love that. I think that is absolutely genius.
Isn't that
I've
cool? Isn't that cool?
heard the idea of that before, and I just absolutely think that is, I'm super bullish on that as far as from an investment standpoint, and again, future of the tech. I did up into the space. I know you got to run, man. I appreciate you so much for being here. I did
Yes, sir.
post to the top of the jumbotron, the breakfast table, the J-Chon, whatever you guys like to call it. It is that the Joker Minotaur. Why so bullish, Midas? That looks freaking cool, by the way. That is posted up there, so
Yeah,
go ahead and take a
man.
look at that.
One of our community members did that, and that's how he can bring in community. They can, when people make art, we can turn that into NFT. They can turn it into NFT, and we're going to show people how to work with Rift and how to do it. It's really seamless. Our whole idea is trying to make it, user friendly for normies as well, which I consider myself to be one. And to be able to someone can create the NFT. You can wrap one that's already made with your MIDAS, and it can get our community involved if they're holding their MIDAS. It doesn't just have to sit there. You can stake it with Treble. You can also wrap it into NFTs and be able to try to sell those NFTs as well, or just hold it and be a part of, as you're saying, J-Chains, kind of like that community, that like that club of like, my MIDAS is in this NFT, which again, you can unwrap it whenever you want seamlessly. And we're going to be showing videos on how to do that, to really show like how easy it is to do. And so is Rift as well. So this is our first one, and they're just starting to do all this stuff, but they're really cool guys over there. And they've been, it's just those builders on base, man. And makes me more and more bullish that we launched on base. Like Solana's got a lot of good projects, but it's too much pumps and dumps.
Yeah.
Base will have its time. If it's not already happening, it's going to get even more utilized. And one thing for meme coins is that being on base, we're able to just connect with all these awesome builders on base, people like Treble, and also this new collaboration with Rift. So check them out. It's something that's also, we're going to be able to have our community involved. And I'm going to give it up to Zamps. I got to go here. But J-Chains, again, thanks for having us on, and thanks for hearing our spiel.
Absolutely, brother. Appreciate you being here. Appreciate your time. Thank you so much for dropping some alpha, coming to hang out. Y'all are welcome to come and chit chat with us anytime. I know a couple of you guys do, And just know that invitation's open to you anytime. Thank you.
Will do, man. All right, take it easy, everyone.
All right, brother. All right. Well, shoot, this has been an absolute amazing space so far. I do want to say thank you to Midas and the team and the community for hanging out, turning out. Let's freaking go. Guys, make sure you smash the like button if you are watching the live stream. Got plenty of you doing that. Thank you. Over on X and YouTube, we're also got a space going live, as you can tell. And so if you are down there in the listener crowd, make sure that you hit the purple pill, the multiplier. Tag your friends, say we're having a good time. Gonna give away some money later if the community digs it. Maybe we'll do that. I don't know. We're doing it, right?
Oh yeah, we are. We always want to give back. And listen, smash them likes because it's directly correlated with your bag size and the amount of pump you get. The more you like, the more gains you get in crypto.
Yes.
Come on, guys, it's science.
Yes, that is absolutely correct. All right. Well, I'm like just absolutely loving like what we're talking about so far, and I know there's a few more things that we want to get through, some stuff that you guys want to chat about. Let's get into the whole like marketing and partnerships, kind of like what you're doing, because there's a lot of cool things kind of tied in with that. Even as far as like giving away, I think the marketing thing, like giving pizza to people, like what is that about? Y'all know me. I've got a pizza tattoo. Pizza is life to this guy, and unfortunately, I can't eat any right now, but soon enough, in December, I will.
Oh yeah. So our people, our team, and then our community, we're just, I don't know how, we all just kind of gravitated towards one another. Everyone's super duper giving.
Mm-hmm.
And, right at inception, we wanted to give back. So Midas has been donating to all sorts of amazing charitable causes. I think the first one was, if I'm not mistaken, very early on, was Alex's lemonade stand.
Oh.
And that's something that combats childhood cancer, or raises funds for childhood cancer, which, that's something everybody should give a couple of bucks to. We did ACCT Philly. I don't know. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but that's to help foster animals. These animals, they're helpless. They rely on humans, so we give back to that as well. We donated some money over today for other crypto projects that are giving donations out. We wanted Midas to be part of that as well. There was an animal shelter donation, which I believe was in the state of California, by one of our community and team members. And then what you're talking about with the pizza, which I thought was the coolest one of them all, right? And don't let me not diminish the impact of these other ones. They're super great causes, and please, I urge everybody, if you can, please do help out those that need it. But the pizza one was, as you know, Jay Chains, the government shutdown, right? So we had a bunch of federal workers, again in the state of California, working basically for free. Not sure if this is going to be reflected in their next paycheck once the government reopens. So Midas sent over some pizzas to some super happy workers. They didn't have to pay for lunch that day, so we sent them over some pizzas with some Midas stickers on them. Let them know where the pizzas have come from. I knew you would like that one because I know you love pizza. And if you stick around and J Chains allows me, I'm ready to drop a recipe for 70% hydration pizza dough. Let me know if you want to hear that.
It's so funny that you say that. I forgot. I was saying to my wife, because she's been in charge of making the dough for us, and I was like, honey, I need to know the recipe. And she goes, what do you need to know my pizza dough recipe for? I was just like, just don't worry about it. Just tell me the recipe, because I got to get the hydration. She's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, listen, there's a guy who knows a lot about pizza dough, and he told me that he's got a 70% hydration ratio on his dough, and I look like a chump because I can't even tell you how much flour or water, and that's how you get the hydration ratio, by the way, guys. If you weren't hip to pizza dough, I do know now, but I still have to get the recipe. But it's funny that you said that, because I would have never known that there was a hydration percentage ratio of pizza dough. But thank you.
That's right. You come for the Midas, you stay for the pizza alpha. We'll 100%. Give it that to you too.
Anytime I hear the word pizza, look. Here's the deal. I am training for a fight. I'm in like pre-fight camp training, doing a lot of cardio and just some normal strength training. Nothing crazy quite yet. I've got a few more weeks before we kick a full camp off. But that's, I mean, everything unhealthy or not. What's the right word? Well, I'm actually no starch carbs, right? So I can't do a normal pizza dough at this particular moment. So I'm having like my keto version of it, and it is just in the cast iron pan. It is just shredded mozzarella with some cut up pepperoni. I like to julienne it, Windsor style. If you don't know what that is, check it out. Go to Windsor, Canada, and get their pepperoni pizza. It's going to change your life. And then season that up, and then just bake it. Man, it comes out like a thin, crispy little tavern pizza. It's delicious, but it's not pizza. It's just baked cheese. One of these
Oh
days.
yeah, we love it. We love it. We love fighters. We love what you're doing on chain here. We love what you're doing to promote the community. And there's a particular reason why we gravitate towards you, J Chains. First and foremost, we got someone in the community and on the team named Jason who reached out to you. He's
Yep.
been listening to you forever. I think from like your new money days,
Oh
right?
wow.
Um, I've been listening to you too for quite a long time, but I'm kind of one of those lurkers. I watch you on YouTube, and I just finally got Twitter to just to hang out with you, and you've been super cool and approachable. But a message out there for some of you investors that may be newer to crypto: be very careful with who you listen to. You gotta find somebody who wants to help you at the same time help themselves, right? There's a lot of influencers that are out there for the quick buck, very short sighted. They don't realize that everything that's out there on the net is there forever. You can go back and find it, and it's very easy to spot the frauds from the real ones. And J Chains, you're a real one, my man, and you're an inspiration to us. You're a family man. You're doing better for your family. Every day you show up and you show us how you're taking care of yourself and how you're making yourself 1% better per day. What a role model you are to this community. We really appreciate that, man.
Well, that's very kind, and I appreciate that. It's one of those things, where I feel like at this point, what I can do is lead by example, right? I've been given this opportunity where when I turn the camera on, when I turn the microphone on, there's people that want to listen, and if we talked about this yesterday on Trust Me, Bro, with it was just Keeper and I. Of really just kind of sometimes you've got to say these things to yourself, and whether it's your mantras or if it's something that you need to say. I can't think of the word, where like every morning I would be posting something that was, man, there's a word for this that I just cannot pick out of my brain right now. Anyway, you set these things up, and you tell yourself, and like this whole like the 1% better every single day ethos, like I do this for me, but if there's anybody out there who can take a piece of it, or it resonates with them, or catches your attention, whatever it does, and oop, I think I lost you guys for a second there. We back? Yeah, yeah. Let me just fix the Bluetooth really quick. I got that's perfect. I got a phone call and it disconnected the Bluetooth. We should be good now though, right? Hey, go ahead and start singing. I might need you for 1 second to do that. Come on. All right, are we back? Can you guys
We
hear me
want
now?
to be, we want to help you become better. You're on a personal journey. That's very important. Mental health is a big thing these days. We want to make sure that everybody's staying grounded, staying healthy, becoming the best version of themselves. J Chains, your next fight, once you get it, Midas wants to sponsor you. We want to help you out. We want to see you put on them gold shorts with the Midas on it, and we want to give you that Midas touch. We want to give you that inspiration to just go out there and beat down whoever it is, that poor soul that's got to fight against you, man. And listen, you keep training the way you are. You keep training the way you are. No one's gonna beat you, man. No one's gonna beat you. You got a huge group of supporters that got your back and want to see you succeed, my man. Just remember that.
Damn, man. I hope you can hear me now. That absolutely. All right, you guys can hear me now, right?
Oh yeah, loud and clear.
Okay, good. Man, that is absolutely amazing, and I appreciate that. And all the kind and nice things you guys have said and done, and are willing to do moving forward in the future, man. You guys are an inspiration to me. Again, we talked just about a few things here of what you're doing and how you guys are handling business, and you are business minded, and you know, kind of that's the ethos of what you're doing. I mean, we all got together for some reason, right? Because we've got the same ideas and concepts of what we're trying to push forward with. So I appreciate that, and definitely look forward to repping the Midas brand on the shorts, and getting that KO on behalf of well, one, for me and my family, and everybody involved, too, the Midas team and community, and anybody else that feels like, man, maybe you're just a little bit too old, or you're not in the right place, or that's what I hope my motivation is for. Because I got 43 years old. I'm out there working out every single day. I'm hitting the bag every single day. I'm busting my ass to make sure that I can put on a good show in a boxing ring again at 43 years old. And I just hope that one of you little motherfuckers that's like 23, 24, 25 years old, maybe been sitting on the couch for a little too long playing games, you say, you know what? If his old ass can do it, I can do it too. And if that's what I can offer is just the slight motivation. And I do want to talk about that at some point on a big scale of motivation, and what it takes, and why we need motivation, and what does it actually all mean. But if I can just change one person's mindset to get him to get up and make different choices, be more active, whatever it may be. It's not so much about getting in the ring, because you guys have heard me say that before. It's like, listen, that's not for everybody. We know that. Like 99.9% of people on this planet would never, in a combat sport, get into a ring opposite of someone else and fight it out for a win or a loss. Like, people just don't do that. But whether I'm crazy enough to do it, or I feel like I've got the skill sets to make that happen, I love it. And it is something that has changed my life. One of the things that has changed my life, and my mindset and my mentality the most, was just getting outside of that comfort zone, right, to make it happen. And I feel like that's something that a lot of us should be talking more about. Is, again, it's not so much about getting into a fight in a ring, but it's about the discipline that it takes to get ready for it. And that would be applicable to anybody in anything, no matter what it is or what you want to do, right? Everybody should at some point just get yourself into a position where, if it's, you got to just start waking up early, and you feel tired, and you're sad that, instead of sleep until 10 o'clock in the morning, you got to get up at 6 or 7 and get some shit done. Just try it. Put yourself outside of your comfort zone. You never know what it'll do differently, right? And again, you add in a physical activity onto that. Now all of a sudden you've got, you're burning all sorts of bad juju outside of your body. You're getting all the poisons out. You're sleeping better. You're eating better. You're making better decisions. You're a better father. You're a better wife. You're a better husband, a better daughter, a better mom, a dad, whatever you are, who you are, what you are. Just getting outside of your comfort zone, changing the routine, and getting out of that rut is what we all need to do. So that was sorry for that, but there you go. That's
No,
your
that's
1%
amazing.
better today.
That's amazing. Crypto needs more people like that. And you were looking for a word earlier, and our resident doctor would like to chime in, help you out with that word, and give you some medical motivation for your upcoming fight. So I'm going to invite Mindset Matters as a speaker here. She's going to jump in and let you know how she's taking care of all of our mentals during this bull run in this October that didn't go very up at all yet. So here we go. Mindset Matters. Floor is yours.
Oh, hello.
Hey, hey.
Hey, Jay. My name's Nicole. I'm the resident doctor in MIDAS, psychologist, clinical psychologist, and a sports psychologist, actually. So I just love your little spiel
Oh, nice.
that you just went on. And then what you were talking about earlier, telling yourself the positive things. I think you're looking for affirmation.
Yes, thank you. Yes.
Yeah. But no, for real, you're talking about, really good things, keeping that mindset positive. Midas will be in your corner for sure. You need a sports psychologist, I'll be there for sure in your corner if you need one. But it sounds like you're on the right track. Definitely. Just wanted to chime in, give you that word that you were looking for, because I don't know if it was going to drive you crazy.
It does. It does. Nicole, I appreciate you. Thank you. That means a lot. And again, to have, the Midas team in my corner is huge. And even as, something as getting in touch with you to talk about through some of the mental stuff, that just it means the world. And Web3 is just so cool if you really break it down and you think about, yeah, and I've always said you get like an unparalleled access, right? Like usually it's in a different context where, it's not like, you couldn't go into a phone call or a voice chat or an earnings call with Coca-Cola and just as a normal person, as a retail investor, have the opportunity to chime in and participate in that conversation. And so, I love that, we get this crazy access here in crypto and Web3 to really deal with some amazing people. And so y'all are just freaking awesome. Let's go. I see.
Yep. We are the least likely team to be running a meme, aren't we, J Chains? And we need to tell the world like what we've put together and who we are, and what we intend to do in the future. And if you'd like to ask any questions, we have our dear friend, I believe it's Rob Zombie behind the Treble account. That's the official Treble account, the first V4 on base. If you need alpha about where the market's going, or if you need alpha on where base is going, that's your guy. J Chains. If you have any questions, I know this is kind of like none of this is scripted, but this is way off topic here. He's about to tell you everything that you need to know about anything on base right now if you need it. Give your listeners some alpha here. This is what they log
I
in
love this.
to you for, man.
Rob, I know you share a
Oh.
name with a childhood band lead man. Was it from Rob Zombie?
Yo, BM guys, BM. Yeah, Rob here. I'm not the real Rob Zombie. We do have this, thing going on with treble. We like to, we're all themed after musicians. We're here to, bring treble to the bass because you can't have bass without treble. And
Love that.
we all took we all took our, we all took the personas of different musicians. We got Rob Zombie, we got Buddy Holly, we have Kurt Cobain, many others, Alice Cooper and whatnot. So we all like to have a good time with that. But yeah, guys, we've been, we've been building on base for, man, it feels like, I guess, almost 2 years now. It feels like it hasn't been there long at all.
Mhm.
We launched in January. We were the first V4 on base, and we're getting ready to roll out a whole bunch of new stuff. But we've been working with Midas recently, and I meant to actually come up here a little bit earlier, but I was stuck on a team call that ran a little bit late, and we're discussing various MemeFi strategies that we're going to be doing for Midas and some of our other partners that are really wanting to attach different utility to their meme coins. And that's one of the reasons why we like working with Midas, is they think a little bit deeper than what an average meme coin does. I've been saying that meme coins overall on base, they require, or really anywhere, but we're on base, so that's kind of what I'm focusing on here. But all these meme coins, they provide so much liquidity, and they provide so many possibilities for these chains to really sustain their use cases. I mean, look at Base; they don't even have a native token yet, and we have more TVL than even Arbitrum does, and that's all thanks to projects like Midas, Miggles, Toshi, all these meme coins that are sucking in all this millions and millions of dollars of Ethereum, and they're just IPs, they're just intellectual property, and the ones that become big, they're finding ways to really innovate with their IPs. And is it Luca? Luca, you're up here behind the mic, right? Is that you with us?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, nice, great. Yeah, we missed you on our space earlier, Luca. I know you were in court, so big important, non-Web3 jobs for some very smart Web3 folks right now. I mean, I'll say it's pretty cool that you guys have someone from a legal side of things running your meme, but no, we're nearing into a lot of very, as you said, I do like to think a lot about the market where we're heading, and just I will say this: super cycle is almost here, you guys. I mean, it's all the fundamentals are there. Donald Trump has a meme coin. Donald Trump's wife has a meme coin. He has a lending protocol that's going to launch on Ethereum soon. People will be able to borrow his USD1 stablecoin that he has billions in liquidity in, that he earns yield from his treasuries in, that he can keep printing more of his USD1 coins. I mean, guys, where people are issuing stocks to buy crypto and backing their whole treasuries by it. I mean, what more can I say? We're literally coming into something that we've been dreaming about since I was dreaming about since I first entered crypto in early 2016. late 2015. So I mean, that my tinfoil hat wearing self from those years is very satisfied right now. But yeah, just I don't want to take up too much time here with the.
Well, no, I think it's great great you're here, and let me ask you a question about base, because I do know there is a big focus on the base ecosystem for retail, right? And that's the one thing that we are absolutely missing right now in this space. Most retail's been shaken out, disinterested, roasted, toasted, burnt to a crisp. They don't care. I feel like again, and this is my community has heard me say this a few times. We've talked about it in the morning show, is that really the banks, once they can offer crypto to their retail clients, that opens the door. That could be our next catalyst, right? With the FDIC, the FDIC has already said it's okay. The SEC has already said it's okay. We're just waiting for infrastructure to catch up.
You're gonna make me put my tinfoil hat on, man. You're gonna make me.
Yes.
Ooh, we're gonna talk some conspiracy
Let's
theories
go.
right now, man. All right, so we're now entering a very, very interesting period of time where, I mean, imagine a scenario where US Treasury yield goes up, which means the Fed raises rate, but that actually benefits the economy in the United States and you actually make the dollar stronger. Imagine a scenario where you have more and more companies that are like Circle, that all their business model right now is to buy US Treasuries and liquefy them into USDC. Now, there's been a big push by Circle specifically to implement USDC payments within retail all over the country. You've seen the X402 token standard catch a little bit of hype recently, which is essentially the standard that allows subscription models which focus on automatically having payments based on stablecoins, aka USDC, because the standard was created by Coinbase to begin with, a company that's partnered with Circle. So we're looking at Circle being a company that's main job is to basically be a USD restaking company, kind of like MicroStrategy with Bitcoin, except for all they do is buy treasuries, a stable asset pegged to the dollar, make them liquid, and possibly buy even more treasuries with that. And whenever we have companies like Aave, protocols like Aave with like 40, 50, 60 billion dollars worth of liquidity, whatever it is, there's been a lot of rumors about banks actually using protocols like Aave to be able to supply liquidity and supply loans to different lending and borrowing, clients. So there's been a lot of TradFi stuff creeping into the lending protocol business. And another thing is Donald Trump himself. So obviously, I mentioned his meme coin. I mentioned his lending protocol, World Liberty Financial, guys. He raised $1.2 billion for his own company. And that World Liberty Financial, they have a token right now, but and they have a stable coin, USD1, which is backed by treasuries that have yield, which allow him to print more of his liquid USD1 by buying an asset that's not supposed to be liquid. And he's about to release his lending protocol. I personally think that $19 billion wipeout that we had a few weeks ago, a month ago, whatever it was now, time flows kind of weird in crypto, I have to admit. But that wipeout was most pragmatic than Binance right before CZ was pardoned. So, and USD1 is traded on Binance, and Binance US has been creeping closer to being, bigger inside the United States. So, I don't know, not to mention how before that $19 billion liquidation, there was a multi-$100 million long that was, or short that was placed right before that, right before Trump's tariff announcement.
Baron Trump.
Yeah, right. Melania coin, it's just like, it's all, dude, we're literally living in like, in like an onion skit, we're living in like a weird, parallel universe where our president has meme coins and now he's making his own lending protocol, whatever. But here's the thing, guys. Whenever these lending protocols get deeply embedded inside our institutions in the United States, it's going to make the Fed borrowing rates completely irrelevant because the liquidity from borrowing can come from being on chain. So what happens to countries like Ukraine, countries like Libya, Iraq, countries that owe the United States a ton of money? The interest rates go up, those economies start getting bled more for their resources while US keeps increasing their rates more and more and more, essentially becoming a loan shark through the IMF. And the American companies that hold US treasuries can liquefy those treasuries. And American allies that have American treasuries like Japan, they can liquefy those treasuries and use them for their own utilities and yields. So essentially, it's going to make it so people that are enemies to the American state that don't have US treasuries but have US debt potentially, they're going to be severely harmed. And that's why we're seeing Russia hoard gold and China hold gold and Bitcoin too. They've been hoarding like, It's going down, man. So institutions are about to take. Look at how thickly BlackRock's involved and the webs they're weaving inside crypto right now. The webs
Right.
they're weaving with the RWA sectors, man. I mean, this is getting wild.
I firmly believe that. We're supposed to what do we know what happened with the rate cut today?
Oh man, that's a good question. I was on the phone all day.
Yeah. No, I know. And I mean, I feel like that was supposed to happen today, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, the market didn't seem to react if it did, huh?
Yeah, let me look up FOMC because like
Yeah, and while you do that, I believe it came down, but I don't want. I want good
Yeah,
authority.
it
I'm
came
gonna let
down.
you hand
It
it
came
out.
down. I
okay.
just searched it. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So something for like my newer investors that are in the audience here. Okay, like I'm trying to reaffirm where we are in this time and space in this particular market. Right, we see now large institutions coming into the market. Like BlackRock, etc. Right. Of course, they've been here for a minute. Don't get me wrong. But listen, folks, you're not going to outtrade them. They got the technology, they got the money, they can swing a market either which way that they choose at any given moment, right? But you, as a discerning crypto investor, you have your ears to the streets. You have an upper hand on them big institutions too, right? You can watch for who's building on Base or any other chain, who's building, what are these new projects. You can get in early before BlackRock does, and or any one of those other institutions. So don't fret, friends. Get in there, write it out. If you don't have yet your calloused hands and diamond hands from holding over several cycles, we're gonna walk you through it. Jump into our Discord. We'll talk to you about that and make sure that you newbies are okay and with the right mental state. We get our doctor in there on there too. And the other thing I want every one of you to remember, okay, over the last few weeks, there have been videos circulating throughout socials showing people lined up around corners of gold dealers trying to get their spot in line, trying to get through that door to buy gold at its Pico top. Okay. They had an opportunity to buy gold at any given time throughout the last 4 years. And all of those prices were much better than the days that they were lined up around the corner. Why didn't they do so? That is the regular investor. They see that gold is going up, they want to buy it at the top. And my friends, people in the audience, rest assured, those are the exact same people that are going to be buying your Bitcoin and your Ethereum and your Midas off of you at the Pico top during this bull cycle. That, my friends, is proof enough. We're going to make it. Hold steady, hold the line, keep your mental state real good. Don't crash out. You got a great opportunity ahead of you.
I freaking
Yeah, Luca makes a great point. And this is something that I've been telling people too. Keep your head on straight, keep your emotions to a bay, and we are keeping you steady here. Like he mentioned, people, lining up around the corners to get it, at the top. People are worried that hey, retail's not going to come back. They've been shaken out too many times. Unfortunately, it's psychological. They're going to flock when they see things going up. It's just a natural reaction. But everybody who is here, you're so early. You'd be so early to Midas once you start DCing in, because we are going to be big. We are going to be giant. We're going to be everywhere. If not, we already are. But if you are early, and you're in our Discord, we're going to keep you steady, keep you on the right track, and then make sure everything's all right for this cycle. So come join
love that.
us.
Well, there was a couple of things I know that we had talked about throughout this space. We did probably kind of glaze over a little too quickly some of the marketing stuff. There are physical billboards that are out about in the IRL real world. Also, that's something I posted the other day when it was made public. Everybody, you guys had posted it out, and I reposted off there is y'all have a commercial on Paramount?
Yeah, I know, right? Like, so, this team is super motivated, and this really is a dream team. I'm proud to just call myself a small facet, one spoke in this wheel, and they're thinking outside the box. They're spending money. I'm spending money out of my pocket. We want this to be the people's token. We want everyone to know about it. So some of our guerrilla campaigns have started. It started with street wall art, graffiti art over in London town, London, England. We had a wonderful street artist paint a mural for us, or I don't know, is a mural the right word? They painted something for us, right? A large canvas for us right out on the street. We have a couple of billboards, a few digital ones, and the standalone ones that aren't digital, whatever that may be, over in San Diego right now. And yes, the commercials are freaking airing, and it's so cool. We got them on Paramount, we got them on Tubi, we got them associated with like some sports channels. We're hoping to get on during the World Series. Hopefully that happens. Fingers crossed. And listen, if you use those platforms over in the United States, keep your phone handy, record them, take a picture of them. We want to see our commercials in your living room. And I think that this is like super duper bullish. I would never have expected in this life of mine that I'd be up here talking to Jay Change, talking to each and every one of you, talking about a meme coin that I'm part of the development team on, and we're talking about commercials, freaking commercials on TV. Super duper cool, man.
That's absolutely awesome. I know we're probably getting close to the time here, but a few more things I want to go through that I think are really important. Community, kind of like the community aspect of it. One of the earlier mentions was kind of about some, and this I think played more into the NFT thing, but it's like some community art, some fan art, that kind of stuff. It's really important to me because that's ultimately how I got my start in crypto, was just by submitting some community art, and ended up winning some competitions, turning the instead of memes, it turned into video submissions, yada yada yada. 8 years later, I'm still doing this stuff, and I freaking love it, and I enjoy it so much. And so kind of going back to the community aspect of this, anybody who's listening, maybe they're already in the community, or now they're curious about joining the Midas community. What are kind of like the first steps that you would suggest for people to take to really get involved, become more active, and to, whether it's, if you need their voice to be heard, or what's the call to action from the community right now?
Oh, a call to action, and that's a great one. I wish I had like a poignant 2-second clip for you, but it's going to take a minute.
You're
Let me
good.
give it
You're
to you.
good.
So, quite frankly, I want you to first visit our official socials. We don't want you to go to the scam accounts or anything of the sort. There's been fake Midas accounts. You guys have been building up your portfolios over years. Don't let it go to waste over the blink of an eye. Approach us. We're on Telegram. We're in Discord. Please approach us. Ask questions to the team first. Don't connect your wallet to anything unless you know what's going on, and we're super happy to help you. You find all of our links starting with our website, which is MidasOnBase.com. Very simple. Head over there. In our Discord, we have a little bit of a value add. We have some amazingly talented and super knowledgeable traders that are calling in the dips and calling in the market trends and when to put your longs and your shorts. Come talk to them. They're going to give you some alpha that you can use to better the remainder of your portfolio. Catch us on Telegram if you're a Telegram user. We use both. And when it comes to the call to action to the community, we want you all to know that you all have a voice. Um, Quite recently, in fact, today, I believe, a community member said, "Hey, dear team, we think you should have an AI image generator within the Telegram chat." So my teammates and I went out there. We sourced out a fellow who's going to hopefully build that out for us and add it to our Telegram account. We want you to participate in any which way. We want you to find that inner spirit, that inner crypto user, and we want to promote whatever it is that you are good at. Some people are good at speaking, some people are good at drawing up art, some people are good at making animations. Come into the Midas community. Your efforts will be rewarded. Okay, first off, you're going to be a holder. Secondly, we're always doing campaigns to give back to our community members. There's a particular one going on right now, which is the Halloween art giveaway. For anyone who's interested in that, come draw us up a picture, do it on 3D or online or through AI, or do up a video. We want to reward you with more Midas. You deserve to hold it. You deserve to have more Midas. You deserve to win, community members. We're always approachable. Find us on our socials. And what more can I say, Jay Chains? We want to give back to our people. They hold
I
us
love
up.
that.
We want to give them back
Yeah,
something.
if anybody hasn't noticed from this spaces is that Midas just loves giving away things. So yes, we have that Halloween contest which we have um a ton of great artists submitted work, even from like people's children to wall art to animations. There's a pretty funny one that I saw on there, so definitely come join the Discord to check those out. But Midas is all about giving, honestly. Like, this is what we're doing it for. As Luca mentioned, we're a bunch of professionals. We all put a lot of work into our lives, and we don't take this lightly. Midas is a very serious project to us. We want to see it succeed for everybody. We want everybody to eat. And talking about just from the very basis of ethics, like if like I said, I'm a psychologist. Look, as a lawyer, we have PAs, we have people who work in healthcare. We all took uh, we took an oath to our professions, and that's the type of people we are. So we're going to keep that oath going in Midas, and I hope you guys come join us. Thank you.
Hell yeah. That was freaking awesome. Nicole, appreciate you. Appreciate you being here and lending, kind of your expertise and your kind of shared vision of all of this. Luca, my guy, I appreciate you. Luca and I we've been going back and forth in the afternoon show. He'll drop chats of what to do some sports wagering on. So we're degens, but we're degens with discipline, I like to say. That's my thing now.
Yeah, and tonight I'd like to play Toronto trifecta. We got the Raptors, the Leafs, and the Blue Jays. I'm
Ah,
doing this just to piss you off, Jay Chains, because I
ah.
know you hate this bet, and I'm gonna win it tonight, and I'm gonna rub it in your face. Receipts are coming soon, my friend.
I feel like I'm gonna have to do it too, only because like I have so many Canadian friends, and if I like go against that, they'll disown me. Oh my god, the Canadian trifecta? Are you kidding me? Golly, I might have to. I might have to check it out. Who was again? I did not write it down, and I apologize. Behind the treble account, who are we speaking with?
Yeah, it's Rob, aka Rob Zombie,
That's right.
but
Yeah,
not
that's right.
the real Rob Zombie, But yeah, thanks for having me on here, you guys. Yeah, it's always fun to come up here in any spaces with Midas. I love chatting with these guys. We got a lot of cool stuff coming out with them. We're pretty much looking to develop their whole DeFi suite and making it much easier for everyone to trade Midas, of course. And I will say, if you guys are looking to have some of the best rates to swap them, make sure all the pools are aggregated. Come swap on Treble for us, trebleswap.com. And we do have limit orders on Midas, so you can place an order there, whatever price you think is cool. And, it'll reflect on chain, and your order will get filled regardless of where the swaps are coming because our pools are plugged into pool scale aggregation. But yeah, again, thanks for having me on here, you guys. Guys doing some cool stuff. I'm looking forward to finally running into your team at one of these events. We've been talking about potentially doing, ETH Denver at the same time. So maybe we'll run into there. And then I know you guys are planning on doing some cool stuff in Miami. I remember you telling me your plan. I don't think you've dropped too much alpha in that regard, but I think whatever is going to happen there is going to be pretty freaking awesome. But yeah, guys, it's been cool. Markets are what they are. Don't get too crazy. Don't leverage too much in your portfolio. We just launched perps, by the way, on Treble.
Nice.
Very low restrictions, up to 60x leverage, and you can pretty much trade almost any. I think you can trade every pair in Binance and then some. But I will say, even though we have 60x leverage, don't degen too much. Because if you have another manipulative swing where Trump either forces short or long liquidations with a tweet, then don't be subject to that. But you can be safe with it. You can develop some strategies around it. But be careful. Do your diligence and buy some Midas, buy some Treb. We
Oof,
all like to have a good time.
I love that. I love that. Rob, definitely want to get you back on the show, talk about more what you guys are building and what you're doing and how things are going. So I'll hit you up in the background. I do have one last question for you, and you can tell me to fuck off, or you can give me the answer. And we could go back and pull the tapes. And I guarantee you, I know that I heard you correctly. You were talking about base not having a token, and you used the word yet. Yet.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. So it's happening. I mean, Jesse came out. Jesse said that their token is going to launch. I mean, at some point, they're definitely announced that that it is coming out. I'm very excited about it. Base is an OP stack chain. They are connected to the OP super chain ecosystem. So I imagine they're going to take a lesson out of their book. I imagine they're going to follow from learning the positives and the negatives of how platforms like Arbitrum did their airdrops, and I think because of how Base has been able to accumulate so much freaking liquidity over this low period of time and have more liquidity than Arbitrum and Optimism and then some others combined. It's pretty crazy. Now, some people might say Arbitrum has more liquidity than Base. That is a lie. Arbitrum only has more if you factor in every chain that's connected to its orbit ecosystem, which includes Ape Chain and it includes other chains. So if we're going to count, that, then Optimism is actually bigger than Arbitrum because Base is a part of Optimism. So let's not get into all that. But oh yeah, and but the base token is coming, and generally speaking, those who have the most on-chain interactions on base or on whatever network they're expecting the airdrop from, you want to interact with as many protocols as possible, whether you're minting NFTs, whether you're buying coins, selling coins, using perps, providing liquidity. That's going to be beneficial for you regardless of what protocol you use. Of course, use Treble because that's what we're about to do here. But at the same time, the more stuff you use, the better. And the thing that I can see is that whenever Solana Bridge drops, guys, I mean, I bet Solana Base Bridge is going to be something that will factor into that airdrop as well. And the thing I know about that is, I will say there was a wormhole airdrop, and I won't say how much of it I got, but I did use wormhole back then. And the amount of the airdrop that I received was roughly 30% of the liquidity that I bridged through wormholes. So I think that's a pretty good return for literally doing nothing but bridging things back and forth.
Oh.
So it was, it was crazy. But guys, I mean, get on base, degen out on there. I mean, responsibly, of course, but do things. Yeah, right. Do things on base, man. You will get that airdrop. I personally, I have gotten the Arbitrum airdrop and I have gotten the Optimism airdrops. I've gotten DYDX airdrops and Wormhole and some other ones too. That used to be my thing. And the metrics are going to be similar to Optimism and Arbitrum. And because those were the most successful ones, they were way better than anything that was layer one that had this airdrop. And because of how much liquidity Base already has, expect that a lot of protocols building there will receive Base token airdrops too. And protocols like Treble, we're going to distribute that back to our community through various farms, various staking mechanisms. And the goal is to further our growth through that airdrop, not just take it for ourselves,
There you go. Rob, I like you, man. I definitely want to talk with you again. I stole another one of your lines. Well, I stole not another one of your. I stole one of your lines. You had said that we're currently living in an onion skin. I had to tweet that out. I posted it up into the nest because I think that's absolutely. I had to mute my microphone because I was laughing when you said that. I love that. I love that expression now. That's my new thing. So thank you.
So Treble missed two big points of alpha. First off, Base has also announced at Basecamp that they're going to be having a bridge from Solana to Base. So all them Solana coins and all them Base coins will be interswappable, I suppose, using that native currency or whichever one you prefer. Base is setting itself to dominate this bull run. And quite frankly, not a better place to be building right now, alongside some super big brain people like Treble, J Chains, Treble Swap, Midas. We all roll real deep. Look at shout out to the community listening in. Thank you so much for spending some time with us. I want to let you know, okay, before I drop another Treble Swap alpha for him, we got 3 winners in the house. I want you all to check your DMs. We got C_J. Yep, you're a winner. We got Cloud Deli. Yep, you're a winner. PT003, you're a winner. Come up, claim your prize. Congratulations, you guys deserve it. Thanks for listening in. throw up the fists right now, okay? We got the fighter, J Chains. He's going to win his next match. We're going to make sure he pushes himself to the point of break point, I suppose.
Yes.
And listen up, everybody. Throw up the fists if you want to see Treble Swap launch Midas Perpetuals 1000X longs only, everybody. Treble Swap needs it. Midas needs it. You all need it. Make that happen, everyone.
1000x
all right.
long. I
So,
freaking love it.
man, okay. So let's be realistic here. 1000x is getting a little crazy, but we are looking to have low cap perps available over the next few months. I can't really put a date on that too, but that is a goal for us to be able to onboard different projects, meme coin projects that can actually monetize their treasury. Because the idea is we can use the project's existing treasuries to make perpetuals possible within that system. But we are, we did release our blue chip and other perps that are more available in centralized protocols not too long ago. We are working towards getting the other layer of it released, but do stay tuned for that. But also, stay tuned for some cool farming stuff that's going to come out around the Midas token, because we've developed some interesting farming mechanics that we're kind of waiting to showcase. I'm not going to get into it right now, but I love degenning the last bull market, and I participated in many different DeFi protocols and blockchains that those protocols were on, which is one of the reasons why I decided to build Treble with my team. And that's the thing. DeFi season is still coming, and those of you who weren't in the bull market last time around, man, you haven't seen anything with what can happen behind a little bit of game theory and a little bit of APR. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh. Oh my goodness, y'all. When we get to the parabolic phase, it's called euphoria for a reason, man. We're all depressed and broke and slamma jammed and down for the moment. But when we get there, man, it's a whole nother ballgame. I went through a few cycles. I know a couple of you guys have as well, and there's nothing better than a absolute. Think about this. I've been looking at the Bitcoin dominance level, and it's kind of took a little bit of a drop today, but over the course of history, 70%, it hits us 3 times, and then the dominance drops way down, and that triggers an altcoin season. Well, last December, we had seen dominance drop by like maybe 10%. In history, like for these altcoin seasons, it drops by like 40%, right? And so we saw just a 10% drop last December, and y'all remember how exciting that was? Okay, that's nothing. Think about 4 times excited than you were last December. Get ready for that. It's coming 2026. Maybe the rest of this year is going to be a big one, but I like the idea of a super cycle with you guys. The stock market here in the US went on a 1988 to 2000, a 12-year bull run. There's no reason why crypto cannot do something. Even let's just go 10 years. Let's go with a 10-year mega pump. It's happening. Get ready. Buckle up, baby. Wag me. Been a while since we all said
Yeah,
wag
I
me.
will. Oh man, and I will say that this the reason the super cycle is more and more probable right now is because of how mild this bull market has been, how relatively boring this bull market has been. So we pump a little bit. I mean, think about it, guys. Our all-time high last bull market was 70K Bitcoin. As this bull market right now, we're at 120 something K. It's honestly like, how boring is that? Like that's not even 100%. That's not even 100% gain from last. It's been 4 years almost of this market, and we're not even up 100% from the last all-time high. And not only that, but man, what happened to things like the digital silver narrative of Litecoin, for example? I mean, I will say things like that, OG coins like that have ETFs brewing behind them, that have treasury companies actually brewing behind them too. It's going to get crazy. I mean, the things we've seen with Zcash recently, I'm not going to say too much about why Zcash is pumping, except for how thin its liquidity is and how there's not much on-chain liquidity, so it's easier to pump coins like that by institutional money. But the thing is, you see these old coins come back. XRP, Tron, they had a big pump earlier on. So I do see a lot of attention coming to these proven coins that have been around for a long time that have ETFs behind them. And that's a recipe for an ongoing flywheel, guys. I mean, the US dollar has a flywheel with treasuries where you buy treasuries, liquefy them, buy more treasuries. Now you have a lending protocol flywheel. Buy Ethereum, stake Ethereum to get yield, supply it in a lending protocol, and borrow a president stablecoin against it. Buy more Ethereum, do it again, and then you have these treasury companies like MicroStrategy. I mean, guys, MicroStrategy has been buying Bitcoin since $30,000 up to now. And when Bitcoin hit 100K, how many new MicroStrategies are there now? How many more companies buying Ethereum and shit are there now? I mean, think about it. Like, it's there's so many people, so much institutional money is now invested since 100K Bitcoin. How can 125K be all-time high? It's impossible, guys. It's just impossible.
I'm with you, man. I appreciate all the alpha, all the hanging out. I know we got to run. I got to get to the gym. It's time to work out. But before we go, I do again want to thank Midas, Rob, you and Treble. Thank you for being here. But Midas, y'all are amazing. Nicole, thank you so much. Luca, my guy, appreciate you guys. There are some things going around. I'm a Midas holder, as you guys may or may not know. I found that out. So I appreciate you guys. I've been holding Midas for a little bit here. So I'm in the community. I got to figure out the staking stuff where it's time to dive in. I'll be in the Discord. Got to figure this out. It's time to learn all about what's happening on the inside level. So you'll see me in the Discord. I'll get my stuff staked, and we're gonna have a good time as a community here. So I appreciate you guys being here, dropping all the alpha. Any final Nicole? Anything final before we go, and then we'll swing it over to Luca.
No, thank you very much for having us up. Really appreciate it. It was a good time. Just wishing you health and wealth.
Appreciate you. And that I know that health and wealth goes out to every single one of you listening and watching. So take care of your mentals, baby. Luca, what's up, fam? Any final words before we skedaddle for the day?
Absolutely. First and foremost, Jay Chains, like, you keep doing what you're doing. You're an inspiration, even though some people don't tell you. You are. Keep it up, man. Like, people look up to you. You are a true leader in this community, in this blockchain world that we live in, man. So keep it up. Keep on fighting. We're gonna support you. Everybody supports you, man. You got the whole wide world behind you. No one can beat you. Thanks for having us up here. We really, really appreciate the opportunity to showcase Midas, get everybody in here knowing a little bit more about us, who we are as a team, where we intend to drive Midas into the future. I've dropped a lot of alpha here today, and there's more to come.
Yes.
Of course, we want to build this thing up to be the greatest. If you are picking up what we're throwing down for wealth, health, and prosperity, we want you to drop some eights into the chart. We got your $8 buys, your 8-cent buys, your 80-cent buys. And for you big whales out there, your 80th cannons, send them. Let us know that you feel the love that we're giving right back at you. Thank you very much, Jay Chains.
Let's go. Let's go. I appreciate you, man. Thanks to everybody who tuned in, tapped in. This is it. This is what it is all about. If you have questions, you want to learn more, remember, go to the Midas account. It's Midas_Minotaur. You got to make sure that you always find the absolute correct accounts from there. You can get the website, the contract address, all the important information that you need. If you just want the website, again, that is, I had it pulled up. It is MidasOnBase.com. So make sure, again, you're always going to the right thing. Do all your right research, and we'll see you in the community. I think that's it, man. Wednesday, this is it. We're done for the day. Off to the gym for me. I appreciate you guys. Remember, try to always, do the 1% better thing every single day. It can't just be in one aspect of your life, right? Like, I know that I put a lot of focus into the physical aspect of my life. Definitely, some other areas where, it's time to put a little bit that 1% back into it as well. So, don't neglect, but always be pushing forward. And if you got some things to work on, hit me up. I'm always down to chat. And if and we get, I posted something a little bit earlier today, and I thought this is absolutely amazing. I got an IRL buddy that I've known for absolute years, since I lived in New York City, like 100 years ago. And he added me to a men's accountability group text message. And all it is, the point of it is to do 100 push-ups a day. And the only thing you need to say is done. When you do your push-ups, done. And you're keeping yourself accountable. You're keeping the other guys in the group accountable. And I feel like there's more things like that we should be doing. So I'm going to probably you spin the hamster wheel when I'm on the hamster wheel today, and think about something that we can do as a community to keep ourselves accountable, because it's great. It's great to every single day talk about 1% better, but that's talking about it. And you see me doing it. I walk the walk, but let's do it together as a community a little bit more. So I'll come back to you. Midas, I appreciate you guys being here. Treble, I appreciate you being here. Luca, when the time is right, and obviously we're gonna chit chat in the in our group that we're in, but definitely get you guys back on to talk about things as things progress, as things change, updates, announcements, all that kind of stuff. So we'll be ready to do another one of these anytime the group's ready. So appreciate you.
Thank you, Jay Chains. We appreciate you. Keep that alpha coming, man. We live on it. Okay, my man.
Let's go. All right, guys, that's it. Make sure you smash the like button, hit the heart if you are watching the stream. Tag some friends, let them know to watch the replay or listen to the replay here on the space if that's what you prefer. And that is going to do it for today. Again, thanks to the Midas crew and to everybody else who tuned in. This is it. We out you. Ciao for now.